Duskmourn continues to impact card prices this week, but so does FOMO and speculation. This video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now you can pre-order Magic the Gathering Foundations or find a vast number of other great products on their website. Remember, shipping is free in the US if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles. Just look in the description or the comment section below for direct links to their site. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. The market is still a little more volatile this week, so again, we're going to be looking at the top 15 hottest cards instead of the normal 10. As I said in the cold open, Duskmourn is making cards move again this week, but speculation as to how Wizards is going to handle Commander in the future is another key driver for price spikes, as you'll see in a moment. As always, our hot list is based on two pieces of criteria: the percentage increase in the value of the cards and an increase in the number of sales from week to week. Quickly before we get into our list, just a couple things. I do want to say thank you to a viewer who gave a super thanks tip last week, and that is Todd Branch. Todd, thank you for all your generosity, all your support for the channel. It really goes a long way. I can't thank you enough. Thank you again, Todd. And I also want to say thank you to one of our silver patrons. That is Joseph. Joseph, thank you so much for your support on Patreon. That goes a long way as well. Could not do it without viewers like yourself. So again, thank you, Joseph. And now, without any further ado, let's get into it. Coming in at number 15 is Zelix Sanity Flyer, up 201 to 1880. That is a 12% increase. This is the foil copy from the Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate Mind Flayers Commander deck. Yes, that is truly the name of the deck. And this card has been in several Commander builds. The most popular one is Captain Nagathrod from its pre-con. But now a card from Duskmourn is pushing Zelix. Many Commander players want a copy to add to their new builds around a new card from the Duskmourn main set, that is the Mind Skinner. Clearly, Zelix is a perfect card to include in mill builds like this one. Number 14, Canoptic Scarab Swarm. This is up 265 to 1276. That's a 26% increase. This is from the Warhammer 40k Necron Dynasties Commander deck. First off, there is a single copy of this in Legacy Mono White Stoneblade, but the Commander format is where it's seeing the most play. In fact, it's been played more recently thanks to Duskmourn. Some are getting this to upgrade the Death Toll Commander deck, while others are putting it in fresh builds around the front-facing Commander from there, Winter Cynical Opportunist. You also see Canoptic Scarab Swarm in builds around a couple cards from the main set. One is Arabella Abandoned Doll, but the card that is really driving its price spike is the Mind Scanner again. Like the previous card, Canoptic Scarab Swarm is a good way to give yourself board presence in those mill builds. Coming in at number 13 is Secret Arcade / Dusty Parlor. This is up 277 to 859. That's a 48% increase. This is the exclusive room from the Duskmourn Miracle Worker Commander deck. Each of these new Commander decks have one exclusive room card. They don't even appear in collector boosters, meaning they are more difficult to find in the secondary market. That is part of the reason this is trending up, but it's also a very good card for enchantment-centric decks, and it is getting a fair amount of Commander play right out of the gate. This is in fresh builds around a couple cards from its pre-con, the front-facing Commander Aminatu Veil Piercer, as well as the Master of Keys. Secret Arcade / Dusty Parlor is also appearing in two popular Commander builds around cards from the main set, Marina Vendrell, and to a lesser degree, Victor Velgavoth Seneschal. Number 12 is Gloomlake Verge, up 299 to 999. That's a 43% increase. The rare land cycle from Duskmourn is getting a lot of play in multiple formats. In Standard, this is in mana bases of Dimir Reanimator and sometimes Dimir Midrange. Over in Pioneer, you see this card in 5-color Enigmatic Incarnation, Dimir Demon Combo, and Dimir Aggro. I've even seen some trying Gloomlake Verge in Modern, but we'll have to see if it sticks anywhere. Meanwhile, over in Commander, as you would imagine, this is in several builds. Many are using it to upgrade the Miracle Worker deck or to add it to fresh builds around Aminatu Veil Piercer and the Master of Keys from there. Another popular Commander deck running the card is Yuriko the Tiger's Shadow. At the end of the day though, the demand coming from multiple directions on Gloomlake Verge is why this rare from Duskmourn is jumping, even though a lot of packs are being cracked right now. Number 11, Dalny Streetwise Lookout. This is up $3 to $21 for a 17% increase. This is a 2-of in Pioneer Boros Legends, but Commander is the format that has been driving the card's price. It's sometimes used as a Commander, but this has been in the 99 of several builds there. Recently, some players have been looking for this to upgrade Family Matters, the Bloomburrow Commander deck, not the TV show, Others have been putting it in fresh builds around the front-facing commander from there, Zinnia Valley's Voice, but now Delny is appearing in decks around a few cards from Duskmourn. The Jolly Balloon Man and Toby Beastie Befriender are two of them, but the card headlining the build where you see Delny Streetwise look at the most is Arabella Abandoned Doll. Obviously, Arabella and Delny both want you to have creatures with power 2 or less. Quickly before we hit the top 10, just a fast reminder, this video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now you can pre-order foundations there or pick up any number of other MTG related items or other things as well. Remember, for orders over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the United States. And if you're looking for a direct link to their site, just check out the description or the comment section below. You'll find links in both of those places. And now, without any further ado, let's get to the top 10. Moving down 2 spots this week to number 10 is Sunscour. This is up $366 to $9.99 for a 58% increase. This one-print wonder was seeing a little commander play. Sometimes it would be an Avacyn Angel of Hope builds, for example, but this time the key driver for the price spike is the modern format. There is a new Bant Ritual build that has been performing well there, and it typically runs 3 copies of Sunscour in the sideboard. The deck revolves around Birthing Ritual and tries to chain several creatures with strong enters the battlefield effects. We'll have to see how the meta reacts to this build in the coming weeks and months, but right now the deck is hot, and since Sunscour is harder to find, copies of it dried up quickly online. Up 1 spot to number 9 this week is Yawgmoth's Bargain from Urza's Destiny. It goes up 403 to $17.77, that's a 29% increase. The card does not see much play to speak of since it is banned in Commander, but that's actually why it's hot right now. You might remember a week ago Wizards of the Coast announced that they would be taking over the Commander format, and they discussed their general plans for how they are going to tackle many of the issues that have plagued the format recently. They talked about plans to assign power levels to Commander decks so that the players can all decide prior to a game which power tier they want to play. With these changes, the ban list may change as well. It's very possible that some of the cards that are currently banned may become unbanned but only allowed in higher power tier level decks. So this week again, speculation and FOMO continue. This is the first of several cards that you'll see on the hot list jumping due to the possibility that they may be impacted by the future Commander format changes. Like I mentioned last week, there is a group based out of France that has made their own ban list for 1v1 aka dual Commander games, and there is a significant amount of players that follow those guidelines. The format has differences in the general rules compared to regular Commander, like players start at 20 life, there's no Commander damage, and games are best 2 out of 3. Interestingly enough, Yawgmoth's Bargain is not banned there, which means there is a precedent for this card being played in high power level decks. Would this actually become unbanned in a power tier containing extremely strong Commander decks and regular Commander? I'm skeptical, but who knows what the future holds, and it doesn't take much spec or FOMO to move a card like this. Number 8 is Flood Farm Verge. It goes up $4.29 to $9.79. That is a 78% increase. Here's another card from Duskmourn's Rare Land Cycle showing up on the hot list. Like Gloomlake Verge, this is appearing in multiple formats. In Standard, it's part of the mana base of 4 Azorius builds: Tempo, Enchantments, Control, and Convoke. In Pioneer, I've seen some trying it out in a few decks, but most consistently it's been appearing in Azorius Lotus Field, and there has been testing going on in Modern too. But as you would imagine, this quickly found its way into a bunch of Commander decks. Many have been getting it to upgrade the new Miracle Worker deck, while others have been putting it in new builds around Aminatou Veil Piercer and the Master of Keys from there. A couple other popular builds running it are around cards from Duskmourn's main set. They are Nico Light of Hope and Marina Vendrell. Our number 7 card this week is Solfim Mayhem Dominus, up $5 to $22.24. That's a 29% increase. This has been a fairly popular commander and in the 99 of several builds, like Nekusar the Mindraiser for example, but now Duskmourn is making Solfim jump. Many players are getting this to upgrade the Endless Punishment commander deck, while others are adding it to fresh builds around a couple cards from there. The front-facing commander Velgavoth Harrower of Souls, and the Lord of Pain. Solfim Mayhem Dominus will be a great way to push the speed of Endless Punishment's Death by 1,000 Cut strategy. Solfim also synergizes well with a card from Duskmourn's main set, and it's showing up in commander decks around it, that is Arabella Abandoned Doll. Coming in at number 6 is Scroll Rack. The Commander Legends copy goes up $5.02 to $29.13. That's a 21% increase. The one from the list is up 543 to 3278. That is a 20% increase. And the Tempest copy goes up 598 to 2998. That is a 25% increase. This has been seeing Commander play in several builds. Traditionally, one of the more popular ones has been Yuriko the Tiger's Shadow, and recently, Scroll Rack saw a boost in play appearing in decks around the infamous Cruel Claw from Bloomburrow. But now, you guessed it, Duskmourn is pushing Scroll Rack too. Players are getting it to upgrade both the Miracle Worker and the Jump Scare with an exclamation point commander deck. Scroll Rack is also in fresh builds around the front-facing commander from both of those decks, Amanatu Veil Piercer and Zimone Mystery Unraveler respectively. In Amanatu deck, Scroll Rack will let you set up future miracles, and in Zimone you will be able to more consistently hit land and non-land cards in the right order for maximum value. Number 5, Biorhythm. The Onslaught copy goes up 548 to 1142. That's a 92% increase. The 9th edition copy goes up 641 to 837. That's a 327% increase if you're doing the math at home. Here we have another card that is banned in Commander, but not banned in the French 1v1 dual Commander format. Right now, this doesn't see much play anywhere, but some are speccing that it could be unbanned for higher power tier Commander decks in the future. Will that happen? Again, I'm skeptical, but right now Biorhythm is jumping due to this speculation and FOMO. Number 4, Metamorphosis Fanatic, up $8.42 to $25. That's a 51% increase. This is from the Duskmourn Miracle Worker Commander deck. As you would imagine, it's showing up in fresh builds around Amanatu Veil Piercer and the Master of Keys from there. Metamorphosis Fanatic is appearing in some competitive Commander builds as well, like Amanatu the Fate Shifter. Legacy, however, is the key driver for this spike. I'm seeing more and more players trying this out in a tweaked version of Reanimator, and the build has put up some good results in MTGO. This has occasionally shown up in a couple tempo decks too, but it looks like Reanimator is where it has the best chance of finding a home, since the Miracle ability makes the card fast and cheap, which bolsters the reanimation strategy in a format that is ripe with graveyard hate. There was a lot of hype around this card prior to its release, but as you can see, it continues to spike even as more copies enter the marketplace. Ultimately, I don't know if it can keep this kind of momentum. I would assume it may start to slide down into a more stable price point soon, but time will tell. Number 3, Primeval Titan, the Time Spiral Remastered copy of $7.92 to $15.62. That's a 103% increase. Modern Masters 2015 up $10.80 to $16.50. That's a 189% increase. Iconic Masters up $11.26 to $17. 196% increase. The Magic 2011 copy goes up $12.03 to $17.23. That's a 231% increase. And the Magic 2012 copy is up $12.98 to $19.97. That is a 186% increase. Wow, okay, so this has been a big Modern player in Amulet Titan builds for quite some time. But Primeval Titan is another card that is currently banned in Commander, moving up now due to speculation. It also happens to be another card that is not banned in the French 1v1 dual Commander format. This may be a more realistic spec on a card that may be unbanned for higher power tier Commander decks someday, but we'll see. Regardless though, right now speculation and FOMO are causing this spike. Number 2, Overlord of the Balmerk. This is up $14.27 to $24.35. That's a 142% increase. This is another example of a Duskmourn card that is impacting multiple formats, resulting in lots of competition for copies. I have seen some trying this in Standard, but it is seeing far more success in Pioneer. In fact, that format currently is the key driver for the spike you see here. This is in the highly played Abzan and Mardu Greasefang decks. It's sometimes in 5-color Enigmatic Fires too. Meanwhile, in Modern, I've seen some trying it out in a few builds, but so far one of the more consistent ones running it is Golgari Egret Combo. As for Commander, this is in lots of decks there. Many are getting it to upgrade both the Duskmourn Death Toll and Miracle Worker Commander decks. It's also in fresh builds around cards from those decks. Winter Cynical Opportunist and Renmaw Creaking Nest from Death Toll, and Amanatu Veil Piercer as well as the Master of Keys from Miracle Worker. Plus Overlord of the Balmerk is in some popular builds around cards from Duskmourn's main set too. Marina Vendrell, Winter Misanthropic Guide, and Victor Valgavoth's Seneschal. And finally, coming in at number 1 for the second week in a row is Tolarian Academy up $59.48 to $209.48. That's a 40% increase. This reserve list card is restricted in Vintage, but it sees a lot of play there. It's in Jewel Shops, Underworld Breach, Aggro Shops, Prison Shops, Esper Tinker, Paradoxical Outcome, and other shops. But in a shocking turn of events, this again is spiking due to speculation and FOMO because it too is banned in Commander. Now this card is also banned in the French 1v1 dual Commander format, but nevertheless some are specking that Wizards may unban this for a higher power tier Commander decks in the future. I don't know if that would ever happen, but if it did, this card could soar above 1k. So perhaps some are looking at this as a high risk, high reward spec. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch, but this is not the whole story. There's cards moving down in price too. We're going to be back tomorrow. We're going to look at 10 of those. So until next time, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.